What's up guys and welcome to another Rocket League analysis video. So this is another video for Tom and Kevin. This one's going to be for Kevin, I'm pretty sure. I'm 100% sure. So yeah, let's get stuck in. First up, fancy car, love it, love it. I mean, it's a Fenix, so bleh. But, love it, anyway. Like, it looks really nice. This little touch here. So, because we're changing up your the things we need to do with your playstyle to help improve it. With touches like this, try to turn them into solo players. So you got your opportunity for a first touch here. Try to get that relatively close to on the net so that you can continue following up. So as you're going up to this ball, be like, what can I do after this touch? And tailor your first touch to your second touch. So here obviously, it was a touch, I feel like you had the right idea, and then flopped around a little bit. And then there was this. So when you realize that a touch is not going your way, either rush it or just wait it out. Don't try to sit too close to it because the enemy is going to spot that and be like, well, he's not doing anything, so I can push now and I can win. Which is what happened here. He obviously took a moment to wait and see like, okay, what can I do? Can I rush or whatever? Because he hasn't started boosting yet. Now if you rush this, you'll beat him. If you stay back, he'll pass to you. But if you stay underneath the ball, then you don't really end up with anything. Not a big deal because Tom had it in the end, but just something to keep in mind. The little rule 1 in the back, oh, by the goals, oh, it's cute. Alright, you got a shot on target there. Okay, tiny little mechanical thing here. So firstly, if you've got the opportunity to shoot, try to make that shot as hard as possible. But here, if you want to go as fast as you can, get to the ground first, because you accelerate faster on the ground than you do in the air. So instead of boosting in the air, land on the ground first, and then use like your front flip or whatever. You still won't beat him to the ball, but you'll be supersonic without that need for that extra flip there. And you usually keep a little bit of boost. Whoops. And you usually keep a little bit of boost. This is just an unfortunate 1v1 scenario. Happens quite a lot where people just like park up here. Like they just here. Like you're defending the wall really well. Like there's no way he's scoring the wall. Like if there was a goal there, whew, you'd have that covered. But respect to the rule 1. Big respect, big love. And Tom's got the kickoff here. Oh no, you got, wait, what? Oh, well. Tom's got the follow-up. Oh, you got a shot here. So here you had a bounce. Having a bounce is a rare thing because you can do a lot with a bounce. What I would have suggested for this one, because it's so open, it's so close to kickoff, the enemies aren't going to be ready for a back and forth. So if you just take a shot here, the chance of it going in is pretty high. Just like side flip it to the ball, shoot on target. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so you're just lurking out the back. This is a good position for you to sit in. That's not a good... So you're sitting really well here, but the lack of patience got to you. Like, at no point is there like a shot opportunity for you here, except from a crazy angle, which should probably get saved anyway because the goalie is there. So jumping for this, well, actually no, it's against the wall. Like you can see the circle on the ground. So it's actually against the wall here, which means there just isn't an angle for you to get. It's like the one spot in the entire field where you can't score a goal. You can be scored on from this angle, but from where the ball is, but you can't score it when it's against the enemy backboard. So jumping up isn't really smart. Wait for their clear attempt and go for that. So it seems the piece of advice that I should be giving so far is think 2 steps ahead, not 1 step. Don't think about the step you're taking. Think about what that's going to lead to. And if it doesn't lead to something that you really want, then wait for it. Have a little bit of patience, trust yourself, be confident, and just take it off them a second or 2 later. It was a good shot, by the way. That was smart. Oh, that was an unfortunate double commit. I think with a situation like this, it's wise to see, like, okay, so you saw that Tom had put on the brakes instead of rotating into the net. So he put on the brakes here, which means that the chance of him trying to go for the ball here is very, very high. He shouldn't have, unless he was going to jump way, way, way early. But the chance of jumping for it is very high. So you want to just take a moment on the ground and see what happens instead of jumping up along with him. Or try to be mindful so that you can backflip away from stuff like that. I wasn't paying attention here. So the zone out, it's just like watching the gameplay. Alright, so that was a good touch there. Tom kind of had like an opportunity if he wanted to go or not to go. He chose not to go, which is a more passive route. But it wouldn't have been wrong either which way. He just didn't have vision of the enemy, so he wasn't sure if he was going to get beat. So not going was the smart, was the, from his perspective, was the smart choice. Alright. Grab a boost. Go for a touch. Try to get a shot on net here. He was trying to come and demo you. So with this scenario, I'm sure you're quite used to people, I don't know why he did that. I'm sure you're quite used to people trying to bump you from this position. But you got to go first touch. I definitely would have just been mindful of, okay, well, the chance of me getting bumped here is fairly high. So if I just go for a dodge, then I can go for a solo play after the fact. And try to get those touches on target. Like, either dodge the demo by jumping early and going for the shot early. Or dodge the demo by like wiggling away from the ball and then back towards it. Because in twos, people won't commit that hard to a bump if they're doing it on their rotation back. They'll commit hard if they've actively committed to it, but most of the time it's a reactionary commit. They'll just do it on their way back to rotating. Like mid-rotation, they're going to do it. That was a nice block. Definitely would have, still was a nice little touch there. And here, I would have gone for that touch after it came off the wall, like followed it downwards. So you jump off the wall and you don't flip into the ball, but you jump off the wall and aim your car between the net and the ball. You sit it there, usually facing forward, so that you can use the flip to get a 50 if the enemy is like really fast or really talented or whatever. I notice this, like your first touches, they need a bit of love. So definitely practice it. Just in free play or whatever, just practice like touching the ball between bounces and stuff like that so that you can like guide the ball a little bit better. And you try to get them always on target when you can. Right. Oh. That was smart. It was good of you to back off once you heard that Tom had already committed. Oh, double touch? Oh, easy. Yeah, fake shot. Alright, Tom's run away, so you have the opportunity to slow down here and like... Oh no, he's turned. So that was good. I imagine there was comms here. Him just telling you, I've got this, and just rushing it when he realized that you weren't going to. But you could have slowed right down and disrupted the play if you wanted to as well. Either which way, as long as someone was disrupting, it was fine. And Tom disrupted and you cleaned up, which is really good. This was a mistake by Tom. He should have put this into the corner or touched it way more gently. So because he flipped into the ball, his recovery was a lot worse. Because he's stopping his downward momentum. So you jump, you go up, you go down. Right? He was part way up, and then he flipped, which stopped his upward momentum. But his upward momentum was already mostly gone. It was about to go, like he was about to start falling downwards. So he also pushed the ball far away from him, which meant that he was passing it to the enemy in a way that he couldn't catch up to. So the enemy had options here. Fortunately, he screwed up his shot, but he could have had an absolute clanger, a double touch, a pass, really whatever he wanted. He had choices here, so that was a mistake from Tom, which I'll obviously go through in his video. And that's a nice touch, good recovery. good patience not to try to get another touch on that, because if you had have touched it here, if you had have touched it, so it wouldn't have gone anywhere. Like it would have been, you would have passed it way too far outwards. Especially like you can see where Tom is as you go here, like just having ball camo, like you can see that he's not really in a position to take a shot that isn't going to be saved. So touching it outwards just isn't worth it. So it's smart of you not to touch it, but the only suggestion I would have made is don't steal their back boost, because they don't need it. Like they're not in defense right now. Their pressure's not on them, so stealing their back boost doesn't really help. The better option would have been going down the line through the center of the field, because then you can shadow and you're still relevant to the defensive play when it inevitably comes. Because they do have possession, which means they're going to make a play. That play might get cut off early or whatever, but they have possession. So it's mindful to try to keep yourself in like commission for as long as possible, and only really go for like boosts that take you out of commission when it's really necessary. So this little passage play here. So this wasn't a great touch, as we know. So like you didn't have to fast flip into that too fast. You sort of outpaced yourself a little bit and slapped it against your inside wall, but you assessed that and you kept going for it, which is good. So that was good. I definitely would have suggested, like, if you're coming off the wall here, a small mechanical note is to jump off the wall, aim your car, then flip. Because then you can use the front of your car or the diagonal of your car instead of just flipping outwards. You know, you can slow down for a sec, figure out the orientation of your car, jump off the wall, aim your car at the ball, and then slap it towards the net. Instead of, like, just flipping sideways, which will get the ball on the net, but not fast or with any sort of, like, it won't be scary or anything like that. And you don't have control over it either. Like, that could go out straight to the center of the field slowly, or it could go out to their goal slowly, or it can, like, absolutely, well, fuck it, what a pinch. Or it can absolutely bang towards the enemy net. Like, you just don't have the control. Whereas if you aim your car first, then you know exactly what you're doing. Alright, so that was a nice touch, but keep following it up. Don't bother with bump. Right, so here you sort of wait into the middle of field, instead of you went to the middle of field either for a bump or for a or for the boost that was already taken. So you kind of like, there was no reason to do that. You could have just like diagonal flipped into the ball, like towards the ball, and been fast in this guy. You might have gotten demoed, but you could have gotten a shot on target as you got demoed. So it's like good mindset of like trying to be so again, you're just taking their boost. Like there's like that left boost was good to take. The right boost though, no use in taking it. They don't need it. You know, they can grab small pads or whatever. They're on the offensive, so you want to be mindful. That was a good touch to the middle of the field. Well, it worked out. Tom read you really well by keeping close to the ball. That's Daniel, by the way. The person trying to invite me. So this is a passage of play here. So you notice that you might have had a shot here, and you went for it. Not a bad choice. Definitely have no complaints about it. You unfortunately got beat, but that's okay. That's sort of a decision you can make. Like, oh, am I going to get beat? Maybe, maybe not. Then you can decide whether or not you're okay with either of those decisions. Don't miss on 0 seconds. I hate 0-second goals. They make me flip my lid. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. So don't miss. But luckily they dropped the ball, so it's no biggie. Rip. GG. F in the chat, boys. So yeah, all in all, I think there's no complaints to really be had in terms of your rotations defensively anymore. The only complaints that I have is making your first touches more threatening, having a plan for the second touch before making the first touch, and being confident in the way you move around the field and stuff like that. You know, don't play the enemy's game. Make it your game as often as possible. And when it is their game, just stare them dead in the eyes and go give it your best shot. And they'll probably, like, whatever they throw at you, it isn't going to be like impenetrable or impossible to beat, or, you know, it's whatever offense they have, you'll figure it out. So trust yourself and be smart and be reserved and be deadly. And watch this replay a couple times, because I've got a couple of mechanical statements that I made as well. So watch it like twice, maybe thrice, maybe quadice. I don't know if that's a word. It's not a word. Anyway, thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Love you guys. Be safe, because COVID-19's flipping its shit right now in your home world. And yeah, I will see you guys on the next one. Ciao.